you have a character, a good example is Sanji from One Piece, where you have more than one language within your role. What would you guys say is the hardest language to switch into when you're speaking English and then suddenly you have to go into, say, French or
other languages switching into? You know, there's the character that I'm playing right now in Wallflower, Auntie. She's this world-traveling jet setter, and in every episode that she's in, she always speaks in many different languages, and some of them are ones that I've never had to speak in before. In this last episode, I had to say my farewell in Tagalog. And luckily, I do have a friend who speaks Tagalog, and she's a native Filipina, and she kind of coached me in the pronunciation. But the thing is, it's really important in delivering these lines that she does speak those languages. She can say these things, so I can't sound like I'm saying, you know, buenas noches, you know, like I'm trying to sound out the syllables. I have to say it like this. So that has been a tricky aspect of doing that character, that she'll just suddenly drop into saying something in a different language, and all of those guys are like, what language is she speaking in now?
The hardest language I've ever had to switch into was female. I played Lupin III in like several of the movies, and the great thing about it is that he tends to go into disguises of a lot of the characters who are on the show. So I got to do imitations of other Dragon Ball Z Funimation actors, right? Which was always fun. But there was one where he actually disguised himself as a character that Caitlin Glass was playing. Oh. And I went, oh, this is a challenge. It took me hours to get it right, and it was like, even pitch shifting it, there was a certain rhythmic intonation that women have that men don't, that was very strange to me. So it was an interesting experiment, but that was the hardest one I ever had to do.
I've only had to do other languages a couple of times. One, I did German, and when we did D and Angel, Dark Mousy did some incantations in German. And then the other one was Phi in Tsubasa. And Phi he breaks into this French thing, and I don't speak anything. So the answer to the question, what language would be the hardest? Anything that's not English. And so when we did this, it was a small scene. It was a very small scene, and Colleen and I we beat it up for an hour, trying to make it sound, like you say, trying to make it sound like I actually spoke the language.
Unfortunately, it was Colleen, because she's a perfectionist.
Yeah, and we got to the point where we would break it up into phrases, and we would the engineer just put a track and record, and hit record. And we just were recording the whole time. We weren't trying to match picture. She would just say, we would take the first phrase, and I would do it, and she would go, no, this, and I would do it over and over and over, and finally she'd go, there, good, take that one, next phrase, and just beat on it until we actually got something we could use. But that kind of stuff's hard.
Yeah, I have to say, I mean, I know just like a few catchphrases, je ne sais pas, or whatever, you know. I know a few of those kind of common phrases in French, but I don't speak French. And there was a phrase that I had to say as Auntie, and it was something like, I need to go wash my hands. It was what I had to say. And yeah, we had to do it like a couple dozen times at least, just this one sentence, to make it sound like this is just the kind of thing that I would be saying every day. Go wash your hands.